Hello everyone, I am Captain Azmeria, and this is my wonderful ship, the HMS Charlie's Sister, and this is a sort of brief tour of Guns of Icarus. For those of you who've never played before, never seen it before, never heard of it before, just to show you what's going on, because there's going to be more of it, because myself, C Squared and Antastic played a bit more. That hopefully will come up on some channels soon for you, and we've got some more games planned. So perhaps a nice calm explanation of what's going on before we just throw you into some of the craziness. This is our beautiful airship, as I said, the USS? Oh, not American. HMS. Her Majesty's vessel, the Charlie's Sister. Just to really put this one to rest, Charlie doesn't really have a sister. It's an old joke I came up with many years ago. We've got the various sections of the ship. Here are the gun. This class of ship is a goldfish. There are several different classes of ship. The goldfish has 3 guns. One medium gun, which is the heaviest class you can have. This is a Hwacha, heavy missile launcher. And I love the Hwacha. I really do. It fires missiles in a burst pattern, like so, and takes absolutely freaking ever to reload, which is totally worth it. On the left here we have a Gatling gun, which we use for taking down hull armor points. It's sort of what you'd expect from a Gatling gun, really. On our starboard side, we have a flamethrower, which can set components on fire. Components that are on fire will take constant damage, unless you put the fire out, all the way up until they are destroyed. There's different levels of fire, so you can be on fire 1, 2, 3. There's different points of fire. So the longer, obviously, you keep a flamethrower on, the more fire points will rack up on a particular component, and the faster its health will go down. You've then got the various components of the ship itself. So here is our ship's armour. A little odd for the armour, but whatever. You can see there's actually 2 health bars here. One is the ship's armour, the other is the ship's hull. So armour above, hull below. Armour can be repaired. So if armour ever gets damaged, then the ship's engineers, which are all these AIs here, have spanners. Shows they are of the engineer class. They can go around and get out their spanners, or hammers, or wrenches. There's 3 different repairing items. This one's the wrench. It's balanced between repairing and rebuilding. Repairing is where it's just damaged. Give it a whack, you'll repair it a bit. If it's been destroyed, then that ring will go red, and you'll have to keep whacking it until it is rebuilt. And the spanner is better for rebuilding, the hammer is better for repairing, the wrench is right in the middle. The hull itself, this bottom bar, if it gets damaged, cannot be repaired, and if that goes all the way down, it will be destroyed. Here are the 3 engines on a goldfish, 2 of which can be accessed from down here. These 2 here are our manoeuvring engines to get us around, because being a balloon, everything turning is achieved with thrust, so there's no such rudder or anything. This is our primary thrust engine, which is used for, making us go. This is the pump that helps our balloon stay inflated. If our balloon takes damage, then it'll be more difficult to change elevation. If the balloon is destroyed, we will sink to the ground until we hit it and explode, which is never any fun, really. The class I'm playing right now is the pilot class. Each class, the gunner, pilot, and engineer, each has 1 item for the other 2 classes, and 3 items of their own class. So everyone has sort of a bit of a dual role going on. As the pilot class, I have 3 pilot items. One of the pilot items, which most people take as their one pilot item, is the glass, the spyglass, otherwise more commonly known these days as a telescope. The use of the glass is to scope out and mark enemy ships. So you can see that in the distance, but other than that you can't really see it. That's a targeting balloon. But if I zoom in on it and I mark it, it's now highlighted. Everybody can see this on your team, so you're marking it for you and your allies, as well as other people on your crew. So everyone can now see that, and unless it goes out of sight, so into one of these cloud banks here, on this particular map these happen to be dust clouds, which will damage your ship's components as you fly through them. Other maps have just normal clouds, which, just water vapour. They won't do anything, but they will obscure your view. If it goes into a cloud and either you or your allies lose sight of it, then the mark will disappear and it will then be able to ambush you again. So this is something that most classes will take, apart from Captain, funnily enough. The reason for this is because pilots spend most of the time glued to this. This is the helm of the ship. So you've got the wheel, which you use to turn, and you've got the engine speed wheel in order to go faster, slower, or indeed backwards. So the pilot's job is to be doing most of these. You can see now, if you look into the bottom part of the screen, try and put it somewhere where it's a bit easier to see, you can see I now have 3, let's stop moving just in case, I now have 3 things that have appeared. One is still my glass, because that's a piloting item, and I can still use that on the helm. The other 2 are, this one is kerosene, which will slowly damage my engines in return for greater speed. So I can move at a fair old lick if I go to full flank speed. But I am, however, if you have a look, you can see any damaged components end up highlighted. You can see that my engines are starting to get damaged. The other one, here on the far right, is hydrogen. Hydrogen damages my balloon, but allows us to gain height very quickly. That's not quite so obvious because I'm already near the height limit for the map. There are other ones for piloting that... Oop, I've damaged my engine. So my balloon has now been destroyed. We're falling out of the sky pretty rapidly. I need to give, therefore, the balloon lots of whacks, in this case with my wrench. I've now fixed the balloon, and I'm going to try and stop us from crashing into sand dunes, which I just about managed to do. That particular target dummy over there is shooting at us, so this is a good opportunity to show you how to shoot back. You know when you're hitting a target, because you get hit indicators. There's quite a bit of spread on the chain gun. There are lots of different ammunition types. If you're a gunner, you would have 3 different ammunition types. I'm a pilot, so I only have 1. The ammunition type that I've brought along is burst ammunition, and I brought that along so I can demonstrate the Hwacha heavy rocket launcher a bit better. Let's repair my balloon a bit more. There we go. Let's point our Hwacha at them for your benefit. Let's raise elevation. Point ourselves at the target dummy. Target dummy's armed with a simple mortar. And you can see the occasional hit hasn't done much damage to our armour at all, really. Right, let's show you the Hwacha in action. As you can see from the rather pitiful number of hits I made there, it's much better for closer range engagements. So, this is a brief tour of Charlie's sister and of the classes of Guns of Icarus. In the games we've already played, I tended to be the pilot, so I was spending my time up here on the helm. Ant was the gunner, so he was spending his time on various guns, and C Squared was playing as our engineer, so he was running around a bit like a headless chicken. I think in our future games, I think we're going to change that up a bit. I will probably be playing as gunner, and C Squared has been in our private games showing himself to be a very good pilot, so we'll probably slap him on. We might play a larger ship, maybe have 2 gunners, but if we stay on a goldfish like this, we'll probably put poor old Ant into the engineer's slot. So, that was a slightly more relaxed tour of Guns of Icarus and how you get around. And I hope you join us for some of our future videos. Bye bye.